Many of you couldn't factorize this. Okay, so in this video we are going to revise how to factorize these, and I'm going to do a mind map for you. So this is the first series of mind mapping. Okay, so this topic is under polynomials. So you are actually factorizing cubic and a cubic expression. Okay, so whenever you see a term plus another term, or a term minus another term, okay, and you can actually cube root this term and cube root this term, okay, this is called sum of cubes. Similarly here, if you can cube root this first term and cube root this second term very nicely, okay, then this is called difference of cubes because of the minus here. Alright, so let me just give you a very simple example, which is a cubed plus b cubed. What is the answer? The answer is just a. You follow the sign. If it's plus, you put plus. If it's minus, you put minus. Okay, so this is a plus b. That's the expression in the first bracket. Okay, whereas if it is a cubed minus b cubed, right, then this is a minus b. Okay, so that's for the first part. Now there's a second part to this, because when you're factorizing this, you have to find out what times a plus b is this, and what times a minus b is this. Okay, so the formula is this. Very simple. You first step have to try to write it as a sum of cubes with the bracket. Then whatever is in your bracket, you square it, so that this times this give you a cube, and you also square this, so that this times this give you b cube. Okay, and what is in the middle? This is the plus. Always plus, always plus. This one same, always plus, always plus. Meaning to say, you square this, get this, square the inside, get this. Okay, remember I said square the term inside the bracket, square the term inside the bracket, square the term inside the bracket, get this. Okay, now what's in the middle? The middle is simply this term, which is inside the bracket, times this term. Okay, and if this is plus, this will be the opposite sign, which is minus. And if this is minus, this will be the opposite sign, which is plus. Everything else is the same. Okay, this will always be positive, this will always be positive. This sign is the opposite of this sign, this sign is the opposite of this sign. Okay, so this is what you need to know for the sum of cubes and difference of cubes. Now recall, in your Sec 2, you learn difference of squares, right? Difference of squares, meaning x squared minus y squared, because you can write it as something square minus something square. That's why they call it difference of squares. And I don't know whether your teacher taught you this way, write bracket, so that you know that what you need to write here is just x, y, then one of them is a plus, one of them is a minus. Okay, meaning to say, if you have something like that, then you should actually write it as this first, so that you know it's 2 square and this is 3y square, and what you write next is simply what is inside the brackets. Okay, so if you had learned it this way, then everything becomes very easy. Okay, same thing here. Once you know this template, you can do any question we give you. Alright, so let us take a look at the question which you are familiar with if you had tried the so-called pop quiz that we did the other day. you first of all, even before trying to put as cube, right, you try and see whether you can take out common factor. Is there any common factor they can take out here? In this example, the answer is no. Okay, so you are not able to take out common factor, but that always is and should be your first step. That means you try to take out common factor first. So you can think of this as, you can read this as talk. You talk first, you talk it over first. Talk it over first. Not able to pick out common factor, then you notice that, oh, this is something minus something, but it's not square, it's cube. That means you should be able to see the pattern that it is a difference of cubes. Okay, and you now have to determine what's inside here and what's inside here. All right, very simple. You just cube this and cube root this and cube root this, and you will get 3x. Okay, that means this is like your a, this is like your a here, this 3x is like your a here, and the b is, you cube root this, right? You cube root this, you will get just this, I mean it's just this now. Okay, and this is your b. So how do you write the next step? It is simply one bracket and then another bracket, right? Okay, it's simply the first one minus the second one, which is, okay, I skip step. I actually by right I must put minus this whole thing bracket, but I'm going to just minus this, minus 1, that's plus 1. Okay, so that's the first term. Now remember the sign here, they are opposite. So if this is minus, this is minus. If this is minus, this is plus. The middle term is a plus. Okay, but what is the first term here? It is the square of this. So you can straight away square the 3, square the x. Now you can do this because they are multiplied together. If this is a plus, then you cannot say that it's 9 square plus x square. Okay, it's a common mistake which many of you have been making, and I've been repeating countless times already. Okay, but Thursday you were still making the same mistake. Okay, so you square this, you get this. Now you square this, you will get this. This one I square immediately. Okay, I square this term inside the cube. So I square this, right, you get this minus 2x plus 1. Okay, now I'm going for, this is always a plus. I'm going for the middle term already. The middle term is just this times this. That means 3x times this. So it must be 3x square minus 3x. Alright, now what I need to do now is just to simplify this. So how to simplify this? You take a look. You can actually take 3x minus x to get 2x plus 1. Okay, that's it for this part here. Then this part here, you have to simplify all this. So 9x squared plus this is 13x squared. Then you have, so I'm done with this, I'm done with this, I'm done with this, right? Minus 3x minus 2x is minus 5x. Then there's a plus 1 there, so plus 1. Now that's it. Okay, so when they ask you to factorize this, they're asking you what times what give you this. Okay, don't be itchy hands, some of you after you reach this step, because you're very good at expansion, right? You will expand and then you get back some expanded form. No, they want you to factorize, so this is the answer. Alright, so this was the question given to you in your so-called mock quiz. Okay, now let's say I give you this other question. How would you do it? Remember, I said whenever you're asked to factorize, you should always take out common factor first, right? Top first. So, and talk, and just like all algebra, you should always focus on the sign number algebra, and then check your work. Okay, use this acronym to help you. Sign, is there any sign to take out? They are both positive, so actually I have taken out positive, but I don't write, you see. Okay, then next is the number. Is there any common number? Yes, I have 7. We have 7 hiding inside here also, because 7 times 9 is 63. If you don't know, you press calculator. Okay, so you can take out the 7. I have x cubed. Do you have x? You don't have. Okay, I have y to the power of 6. Do you have y? Don't have. I have z. Do you have z? Don't have. So the only thing you take out is 7. Okay, let me write nearer. And the rest, you will just leave it behind. This is 9. Alright, now after you have taken out the common factor, which is this first step, next thing you can do is to try and see, because the term here plus another term here possibly can be written as sum of cubes. Alright, because I see power 3 here, power 3, there's power 3, that I can see there, x, this is y. Remember, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times what is 6? It has to be 2. 3 times what power here is 9, has to be 3. And how about here? You cube root this, you find that you... Oh, I think I made a mistake. I actually wanted this to be 27. So this should be 360. Okay, so this original question should be 169, and then when you take out 7, right, it should be 27 here. Okay, sorry about that. Then I take out 7. Oh, cannot also. Wait. Wait, what is 7 times 27 times 7? 189. Okay, correct, I'm correct. So this is correct. Okay, so I take out 3, then I take out w here, so that 3 cube is 27, w cube is this one. Okay, and after this, what do I do? I now see this pattern. This is like my A. Down here is like my A. Okay, without the cube, and down here is like my B. So I can actually apply this. Apply this. Okay, so follow the sign, change the sign. That's it. So what I write here is, now the 7 just remain outside. Okay, don't do anything to it, just remain outside. And then the inside, right, is x. You square it, you square this, right? You square this, you square this, you square this. Okay, and then you square this, you square this, and it's always positive. Now down here has to be negative, because this is plus, so this must be minus. Okay, then what I have here is wait. Okay, I got not enough space. Wait, let me yeah, I think let me just cancel. My correction tape ran out of tape. Okay, you put a 7 here. Then let me write this first. The A, you go and minus this. Sorry, you go and plus this first. That is your A plus B. Okay, A plus B. Then this other part, right, is what I was trying to write right just now. You square this. you square this, you square this, and you square this. Let's hope there's enough space. You square this. Okay, so you square the first one, you square the second one, then in the middle, right, there's no 2, it's just this times this. No need to times another 2, okay, no need. So when I take this times this, it is just plus 3 xy square z cube w. Okay, I'm just taking the a without the cube. Okay, don't be confused. I'm just taking the a and the b without the cube. Now after this, what you do, you sort of like take a look and then see whether you can simplify anything. I got x squared, you have x squared, you have x, actually you can take out x but you have no x. I got z, I got y, but you don't have. So there's nothing to take out and that's your answer. Okay, so this is, oh sorry, this one, right, should be a different sign from this, so it's not plus but it's minus. Alright, so just remember this sign here follows this sign. The a plus b follow the sign, then the a square b square minus ab minus a times b, this and this will always be opposite signs. Alright, so this is a very tough question which I just set on my phone just now. Now let's say you're given something like that. Okay, this is the easy standard kind of question. So what is the difference between these and these? Let us try to work them out. Okay, oh actually sorry, I made a mistake again. Yeah, okay, I actually wanted one to be plus, one to be minus. Okay, so how do I do this? The first thing you need to do always is to top, take out common factor. Okay, take out common factor. So is there any common factor? I have 2. Do you have 2? Yes, you have. Take out. Then what is left behind is this. Okay, I've not done any difference of cubes yet. I'm just taking out common factor. And after taking out common factor, I find that yes, I can write this as something cube plus something cube. Now when I can do this, right, then I can apply this here. Okay, and then later the other one I apply this. So what I can do now is I ask myself how to cube this. Actually when you cube root this, cube root this actually is just dividing the power by 3, so it's x to the power 3. Then you just double check, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, same here, you cube root this is 3, you cube root this is just y. Alright, now you have to not get confused, but you have to identify this as your a, this as your b, without the cube, okay, your a and b no cube. Okay, then this doggy, just leave it outside as usual. Square this a, you get power times 2, right? Then square this, you get plus 9. Square this, you get y squared. Okay, always settle the highest power and the lowest power. Then the middle, remember, it's just this times this. There is no times 2. Okay, now again, you see me writing the wrong thing. I wrote here plus. It should not be plus. Always make it a habit. This is minus. Let me erase. This is minus. It is opposite sign from this one. Okay, now is there any other anything I can simplify after this? Not really, right? Okay, so see the difference between this left hand side and right hand side. The only difference is the sign here. Alright, so again, you top first, take out common factor, then write it as because there are only two terms, right? So very likely is a difference of cubes. And again, please be very careful. This one is not the, I mean you have to be very careful that this is 9. Okay, then now you cube root this, you get this. Okay, actually sorry here, sorry for the mess. Okay, can you see that it is exactly the same, except I minus, you are plus. Why am I plus? I follow you. Why am I minus? I follow you. Okay, then now the next step is the crucial step where you write them, you factorize them lah. Okay, then you square this, square the highest power, then square this, so-called highest power, this one, and this times this. Always write the number first. Okay, now can you see that my sign here and this middle sign here, they are always opposite? Okay, so be very careful, and basically that is your answer. Okay, see the difference between the two? They're actually exactly the same except the middle here, the signs are opposite. Alright, so let's go back to this polynomial mind map. I need you to, when you study efficiently, okay, you can come up with a mind map or something. And polynomials, this is one of the concepts that you need to know. Alright, so let me just summarize. Always see whether you can take out common factor. If you can't, it's perfectly fine, okay? That means the question is going easy on you, give you chance. But if you can take out common factor, then you take it out, leave the common factor all the way outside. Don't go and multiply in even for the last step, okay? Because they want it in the factorized form. Alright, then remember the sign you follow. But once you start to factorize, you see up to here, I have not done the sum of cubes factorization until I reach here. So once you reach the sum of cubes factorization, remember the middle sign is always opposite to the original sign that's given to